Lawnmower in for a service, and this is always an issue with Zoe. I should have actually put a sort of a blanket down, because this is so easy to get scratched, as you can see, you know, as well as the actual hinge. They really should have a plastic covering around here. Could probably get one done myself, but I don't really transport a hell of a lot, and this thing could do it a clean 80,000 kilometers. Not bad for 3 years. Looks like it's that time again. Time to replace the keycard battery. Good morning, everyone, from the wonderful city centre of Fermoy, County Cork. It is 8:20 on Monday the 30th of October, and I'm on my way to Waterford City for a charge before I go to the coast, the Copper Coast, to film part 2, or episode 2 I should say, of The Passenger. For those of you who haven't actually seen episode 1, I just want to give a bit of an explanation on the state of the footage in episode 1. It was filmed when I had the ZE40 for the weekend. It was part of my 300 kilometer drive that I did. I was hoping for nicer weather, but that sadly wasn't to be, and I had plans of going back there in nicer weather and actually doing the filming again, but I never got around to it, and I decided to release the footage anyway. It's actually not too bad. It's been fairly well received, which is good. Episode 2 will be the part of the Copper Coast Scenic Drive. Now, the Copper Coast Scenic Drive is obviously along the coast. It is an area, I do believe it's a UNESCO geopark. It basically had a lot of copper, hence the name. There's loads of abandoned copper mines. There hasn't been actually active mines since the early 1900s. But the coastline is absolutely lovely. Regular viewers might remember it from 2015 when I was doing the photographic rally, when I did 29 counties in 4 days. The Waterford point was a abandoned copper mine along the Copper Coast. That is going to be roughly my finishing point today, from a filming perspective. But anyway, in the meantime, it's been a few weeks since I've done some filming. In the meantime, I've gone over 80,000 kilometers. I have been to Pakistan on a business trip, which was an absolutely unbelievable experience. I have tested the Energy Kick, which was a lovely cable for charging at other sockets other than a normal standard charge point. And other than that, life has been hectic as usual with work. Car-wise, the car is now 3 years old. It has been behaving pretty much as expected. No major problems. It's done 2 services. Number 3 should be coming up in another few months. I should be replacing my 12-volt battery, which I'm not. I'm going to wait until the proper 3rd service to get that replaced, which should be May next year. Now keep in mind, the 2nd service actually was yeah, about 7 months too late. So, but anyway, no real wear and tear that I can notice. We have, what is it? Had the BMS update. It's been great. It has really made a difference with regards to the amount of the amount of battery capacity I have. It has made a difference with the gasometer, as in range estimate, which is substantially more accurate these days, which on this particular drive is worrying me slightly, because I have 84 kilometers to the charge point and 79 kilometers on my range, so I'm 5 kilometers short somewhere. I haven't been holding back, and the heating has been on full blast because it's only 5 degrees. I might turn that down a notch. Yeah, the car has been absolutely brilliant, and hopefully I'll be able to hang on to her for at least another 3 years. I have signed a new battery lease, so I haven't received the bill yet for the old one, but thanks to a little glitch, I'm expecting my my actual bill for the excess mileage, which was substantial, to be no more than probably about €270, which would be awesome. And other than that, the car has been just a car. I've no crazy trips planned this year with the car, but you know, that might change. I think this year is going to be a nice quiet year with regards to driving. I want to try and complete the photographic rally before the end of the year. More than likely again with doing a few of them in a day, and yeah, just try and get as many done in as short amount of time as possible. But other than that, no staggering plans. So I'll continue on my way to Watford and we'll see you guys there. So we're at the charger. That's the distance we've driven. It's not very happy with me. I think I actually sort of used a little bit too much energy the first bit of the journey. But we got here, let's plug in and start charging. Now, as you can see, I have the comfort timer running. I hope you guys can see this with the sun shining. Now it is 9:58. Let's see now. I went into vehicle, electric vehicle, comfort timer. I put it up at 10 o'clock. Now I arrived here around 22. So that means that for about 20 minutes the comfort timer is actually running, and it's lovely and warm in here. You can also do this for about 45 minutes. I think the actual comfort timer runs for approximately 20 minutes. So that would mean that if you put it up 45 minutes after you arrive, you'll probably get about 5 minutes worth of a boost, which is enough just to actually, you know, get the car warm. But I'm going to do a full charge here, so I actually put up my comfort timer a little later. Now, it is set to 10, which it is in 2 minutes, but it's actually going to keep on running for about 10 minutes afterwards, I think. If it doesn't, I will reset it. Now 86%, been here for, I think it's about 32 minutes. That's not bad to go from 5% to 85% basically in half an hour. There you go. That's not bad, is it? Look at that. Look at that energy. That's pretty good. I'm very happy with that. But time to go. Well, that was nice. Had a bit of a walk along the Bunmahan beach. Really, really nice. So that was a successful run. Oh, speed bumps. That was a successful run anyway. Considering the weather is so nice, I might pay a visit to the charger in Dungarvan, which I still regard as one of the nicest ones in the country. Now, I haven't been to all of them in the country, so it's a bit of an unfair comparison, but it is in a lovely location. Now, then I think it is time to call it a day for today. So I'm off now to Dungarvan, then on to home, and see what I have to do for the rest of the day. It's a Monday, a bank holiday. Probably have to mow the lawn or something silly like that. So there's the charge point. This is the view. I mean, come on. So 12:06. We're at 91%, 126 range showing. It's about 80 kilometers down to home. Time to get going. So that was a nice trip. I always like visiting Dungarvan because it's just a lovely little town to walk around. It also has a new attraction here known as the Waterford Greenway, which is basically an old railroad that they turned into a walking / cycle path. And you can go all the ways from here all the ways down to Waterford City, which is a great day out. If you're ever around the area, I can thoroughly recommend it. And in saying that, I've never tried it myself, but the people who I've spoken to who have were raving about it. So time to drive home and call it a day. And we're back home. 240 kilometers on the nose, and look at that. I would have been able to do that in one charge if I had a ZE40. Quick run to IKEA. Ugh. That is a mirror. It's 155 long, and as you can see, it just about fits, but I really have to move the passenger seat forward, and it just about fits. These are a bit shorter, about 140, and that fits perfectly. Yeah, I cut it a little close there. So here we are, back from a trip to IKEA. Let's try and focus that. So near 500 kilometers. Great average speed. Pretty decent consumption. You know, 92 kilowatts. A relatively, I'm not gonna say uneventful trip. I didn't film much. My wife is in the car, she doesn't really like to be filmed. But we ended up in a situation well, first of all, we got to IKEA just fine. The IKEA here in Dublin does not have a charge point. Why? I don't know. So when we arrived back at the car, I think I had 19% left or something along that line, so we drove on to the charge point in, I think it's called Clonshaugh, something along that line. My pronunciation is terrible. We charged up there, no problem. Then I decided to drive on to Portlaoise. I don't normally do that because the charge point is not very reliable. If I had checked the app, I would have known that the AC was not working, but I didn't. So I couldn't get the AC to work at Portlaoise, and I got a battery charge impossible error, which was fine. I drove to a nearby 22 kilowatt point, locked the car, closed everything off, locked the car, went away for about 10 minutes, and when I came back, the actual error had cleared. Plugged it in, charged for probably about 15 minutes, and continued to junction 3. When I got to junction 3, let's get this right. When we left Portlaoise, I had charged to 30%. It is 26 kilometers from Portlaoise to junction 3, so I figured
30% is plenty. I should arrive with probably about 15% left, maybe a bit less, maybe 12. I arrived on limited performance with 1% battery left. It went really quickly from being perfectly okay to being in amber, low battery warning, to very low battery warning, to limited performance, really fast. I am not entirely sure what happened, and I doubt I'll be able to find out what happened. But I'm suspecting it has something to do with the battery charge impossible error, or with something like that. Anyway, we're home. Everything was fine. We charged up to 85%, I think, 81, 85, something along that line, and we arrived in Cashel with 29% left. So everything went fine after that, and we're home now. I think I had about 23% left when I got home. Everything is fine, as you may hear in the background. That's the fans actually cooling the battery down whilst it's charging at home. So yeah, I pushed the car pretty hard and it was absolutely fine. Now the boot was great. After I shot the bit that you saw with all the stuff in the boot, I actually moved the mirror a bit further to the right, lifted it up and tied it around with sort of a it's kind of like a giant elastic thing you stick on the back of a luggage thing for your bicycle. I have 2 or 3 of them in the back seat of my car. You may have seen them this morning. And it didn't move, didn't budge. So, good trip to IKEA. Time to grab a cup of tea and go to sleep. Always a sign of a good trip when you're home when the car starts cooling itself down. Morning everybody. The power to the estate is gone. Now this was a scheduled power cut. But I just wanted to check to see if the car is still locked. Now I charged the car last night, so it's still plugged in. I haven't touched it. Here is no power light indicator, so the power is gone. So I'm expecting I can probably pull this out, and I can. But this should still be locked in place. Yeah, it is. So there you go. Even in case of a power cut, people can't walk away with your charging cable. Okay, so it started snowing at work. This is a little bit white, as you can see. Just need to clear the bonnet, because unlike a ice car, conventional car, the snow does not melt from the bonnet. There we go. Clear the old headlights, mirrors, and I'm gonna clear the rear lights as well. In the meantime, I'm not wearing the appropriate shoes, so it's a little slippy. And then of course the windows. Now I did have the pre-conditioning running for a while, but it obviously did very little for the snow. It's proper snow. Right, let's clear it out and start driving. Now, and as you can see, the main roads are nice and clear. Car handles well once you've got decent tyres, no problem at all. Merry Christmas!